Hi there, I'm Math Mom, and today we're going to be talking about
equivalent fractions.
Excellent. Now that word equivalent is a little bit big. What exactly does it mean? What does
equivalent means equal or the same.
That's right. So equivalent fractions means that you are going to have to write two fractions that are equal to each other. The fractions will have different numbers in the numerator and denominator, but they'll be equivalent when they mean the same thing. Okay? So for example, if we have a fraction 1/2, and we have to write an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 10, what would the numerator be?
5.
Great!
But Math Mom, can you explain why it's 5?
Yeah, let's talk about this. Say we have a cake, alright, and it's a small cake, and we just eat half of it. We cut it in half, we eat half the cake. Alright, that's what this fraction means. The cake has been cut into 2 pieces and we've eaten 1 piece. Now, say 10 people come and we're going to cut our little cake into how many pieces? We've got 10 people who have come for cake. How many pieces are we going to cut the cake into?
10.
Yeah, 10 equal pieces. And we still eat half the cake if 5 people have pieces of cake. Alright? So if we have our cake, our little cake, we cut it in half, we cut the cake into 2 pieces, and one side is eaten, one side is left over. We've eaten half the cake. Now if we cut the same cake, we start again, and we have our little cake, and we cut it into 10 tiny little slices, equal amount, so that everybody has the same amount in their serving, okay, on like this, do. I'm not going to count, I'm going to hope that that's 10 equal pieces. If 5 pieces are eaten, we've still eaten half the cake. It's half the cake that's gone. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So half the cake is gone. But our fraction is 5/10. Okay? Does that make sense? Or have I confused you? So I don't think I'm really...
Is there another way with the multiplying?
Yeah, exactly. You can't be drawing pieces of cake and things like that on a test.
How did you get that? How did you get the 5 in the first place?
Okay, now to get equivalent fractions, these are excellent questions, honey. To calculate equivalent fractions, we either multiply or we divide. Alright? Now, the rule is that what you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator. What did we do to 2 to get up to 10?
We multiplied it by 5.
Okay, 2 times 5 gives us 10, and what you do to the denominator, you do to the numerator. What's 1 times 5?
5.
Good! So our equivalent fraction is 5/10. These two fractions are equal. 1/2 is equal to 5/10. Now, let's just make a little bit more space here.
But what if it's a number like
How about
3/8?
Yeah, let's do 3/8 next.
And the denominator of 16. Or 24.
Okay, well, we can do 16. 3/8. And the denominator is 16. I just wrote down some fractions to make it a little bit faster, but we can do this. Okay, what do you do to 8 to get up to 16? What do you have to do?
Multiply it by 2.
Okay, times 2. 8 times 2 gives us 16. And what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So, honey, what do we do to this numerator here?
Times it by 2.
And what does that give us?
6.
Good answer, throwing your voice like that. Now, if we have 3/8 and we have to write an equivalent fraction on a test and they give you a blank over 24, what's the numerator that's missing here? What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. What do we do to 8 to get up to 24?
We multiply it by 3.
Okay, 8 times 3 equals 24. What we do to the bottom, we do to the top.
3 times
3 times 3 gives us?
9.
Okay. Okay. So that, when we have a small fraction and we're going to a bigger one, what are we doing?
Multiplying it.
Yeah, good. So what do you think we're going to do when we go the other way?
Divide it.
Yeah, oh, baby. Let's, okay. What if I give you a fraction that is like this? And we have to write an equivalent fraction, and say the denominator here is 9.
Wait, Math Mom, would you do the same thing if instead of it being a denominator, it was a numerator?
Exactly, honey. Yeah, you know what? Let's do the next one like that, because you're right. We're always calculating the numerator, and you have to use the same method to calculate the denominator. That's an excellent question. So what do you do to 27 to get down to 9?
Oh, we divide it.
What do you say multiply for? You multiply when you go this way, that's right, but when we're going this way, 27 down to 9?
Divide it.
Good, honey, by how much?
By 15. 15? 3!
Oh boy. Okay, 27 divided by 3 gives us?
9.
Okay, now what we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. What's 15 divided by 3? What does that give us?
5.
Okay, thank you. I think we've only got one participant this afternoon. Okay, let's do another one where we have to calculate the denominator, all right?
Where we have to calculate.
So if we have, what have I written down here? Over 35. 20 over 35 is equal to, okay. What's our denominator going to be? Remember what we do to the bottom, we do to the top. Now we're going from a fraction with big numbers to a fraction with little numbers. So we must be
Dividing.
great, honey. Now, what are we going to divide by? What is 20 divided by to get us down to 4? Think. Fingers.
5.
Oh,
5.
good.
5.
Okay. So 20 divided by 5 gives us 4. So what we do to the top, we have to do to the bottom. So what do we write here? 35?
Divided by 5 is...
And what's that going to give us?
Wait
Think. Wait.
7.
Oh, good. Okay, let me see if that's pretty much it for my examples for today. Okay, so, oh wait, I know what we can do. Here, let's do one more. What if we have to calculate this denominator here, okay? Now, we're going from a fraction with small numbers to a fraction with big numbers, so we will be...
Multiplying.
Oh, good one, honey. What do we multiply 4 by to get up to 16?
4.
Are you sure? Sounds good. Okay, 4 times 4 gives us 16. So what we do to the numerator, we do to the denominator. And what's 7 times 4? So what's the denominator going to be here?
28.
Okay. So quick with your multiplication. All right.
With my fingers.
So with your fingers, trigger fingers. Okay. So is that clear? Any questions?
We're good.
Okay. So when we talk about equivalent fractions, let me see if I can redeem myself here with the cake thing. So when we have an object, when we have let's stick with the cake because it's kind of simple for me to draw, on our little plate, our cake with our candles, and we're going to divide this into 100 pieces. What's the denominator?
100.
And we're going to eat half the cake. So what's the numerator?
50.
Okay. What's another way of saying that half the cake is gone?
The half.
1 over 2. And equivalent means equal or the same. So these fractions are the same. At the end of the day, half the cake has been eaten. Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, that's it for equivalent fractions. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.